Okay, so hi to everyone, this is Firozakan and welcome back to some ground control let's play. This is a very old game. I actually don't know when it was released. I think it was released in the 1990s or 2000, early 2000s. There is a sequel called Ground Control 2, which was released in 2003 and 4, something like that. And after that, Massive Entertainment, was it Massive? Yeah, I think it was Massive Entertainment. They released Word in Conflict. Yeah, so I tried out Word of Conflict, Word in Conflict or Word of Conflict. I think it's Word in Conflict, but I never got to finish it um, because I'm not sure why. I think I got busy after that, so that's the reason. And I never really got the campaign going, but it's a good game, so I'm saying it's a bad game. But primarily my childhood, well, let's say not primarily, of course, but these two games, Ground Control 1 and Ground Control 2, I played a lot of it. Yes, so, and I'm back. The reason why I like these games, I don't know, they kind of have like an atmosphere, art style aspect of it. Like it's the newer games, I just don't feel this kind of like, I don't know. Even if you check, like the graphics are not that great by today's standards. Although at that time, I think Ground Control, especially Ground Control 2, was really looking good. If you check some YouTube videos and check the game itself, it's looking really great. I think you would say it's more like a 2010 game than I would say a 2002 game. There are some games which actually had really nice engines back then, and the effects are really great. Of course, the textures are not so great, character models are not so great anymore either, but still the gameplay, I think it's top notch, and I really like these games. I also played the DLC, Dark Conspiracy, um, back then, so I know what it is about. Let's get going. One thing to note is that I am going to record this in 1080p, and unfortunately I'm too lazy to use Adobe Premiere Pro to upscale it. So the quality won't be as good because this game, I tried to it in 2K, but it just doesn't work. I was happy to get this working in 1080p already, and unfortunately YouTube does not force VP9 on the VP9 codec on 1080p videos, but I still think the quality is good enough, even if it's a little bit blurry. I think it's still good enough, so not going to be a big of a problem. Wish this game could be played in 2K though. It's a very old game, so it's expected. Okay, so the version that I play is the Steam Anthology version, Ground Control Anthology. I bought it. Oh, this is really loud. Yeah, for me. I just get through the intro screen. It's Sierra Studios, so it's not Massive Entertainment, that's the publisher. Yes, Massive Entertainment is the developer and Sierra Studios is the publisher. But look at this intro. At that time, this was mind-blowing.
After the devastation of the Third World War, humanity has crawled from the ashes and is once again reaching for the stars. Two political forces, the corporations and the Order of the New Dawn, are leading the colonization of alien worlds. Military conflict has been banned by treaty on Earth, and those treaties are enforced by nuclear failsafes. But the colony worlds are rife with battles over resources, over trade routes, even for prestige. Livable worlds are rare, and life is cheap.
This is becoming more and more true in our world. Like, at that time, so remember this is the 2000s, and the story why it's very simplistic. Like, if you think about it now, we live in a world where corporations almost rule the planet, and I can certainly imagine that like 200 years from now on, we will get a World War III, like COVID, all of that. There were talks about, there were mentions of nuclear warheads, right? So, these games actually predicted, not just these games, but video, like good movies, of course, good movies, games. They actually predict the future, and unfortunately, this can actually happen. Like, yeah. Okay, let's go take a look at my settings. So I experimented with these settings just to make sure that they're kind of like okayish. Hopefully I can be heard okay. If not, I will try to make some changes. Am I using 800 times 600? But there is a program with which someone from the community, from the gun control community, actually made a program with which you can upscale this to 1080p and basically just override this profile that this resolution is using. It took me some time to get it going, but it's there. These are all of my settings. Gamma is set to that, and the rest is basically set to max. Controls are literally the same. I didn't change anything. And yeah, I have everything turned on. And reduce violence is set to off. Okay, in the past you could play multiplayer. I think you could still use Game Ranger or Hamachi to play this game. The credits are really funny, by the way. There's a fish flying around. Latest version, patched version, and by the way, the music is really nice in this game. Like, that's one of the primary positives for me. Like, this music, although I like metal, of course, this music is still very good for me. Like, it's like, I actually don't know what kind of genre this is. This is like the old school music. Okay, so as you could see, I started playing a new campaign, and by the way, if you stay in the screen longer, you actually get to see the CSS Astrid. That's like the command cruiser that the Crayven Corporation is using. So that's one of the factions. The other faction is the Order of the New Dawn. By the way, at that time I didn't understand anything in English. Now I understand what's happening, and I know most of the words. There are some words that I still, like, that are still new to me. I understand like 95%. So I was a kid back then. Like in the 2000s, I was like, I'm 33 now, so you could imagine. Yeah, I learned a lot of words. And that's why I was good at English curses. Rescue, like I learned this, like basic words. I'm going to start a new game, so I'm going to skip the boot camp. Okay, if it's not a problem. And I'm going to call this a Sphere Hard because we try to play on the hard difficulty. There are 2 missions where you actually have to defend the bases, and as an extra challenge to me, I'm going to try to defend those bases without retreating when we get there. Maybe I will use some cheats just to see what I'm against, because I don't know how to open the levels to see what's coming. I can easily complete them on the hardest difficulty because it's not so difficult. However, defending those bases, maybe it's not even possible. So yeah, the bootcamp teaches you the basics of this game, and it's actually pretty good. By the way, this game, is it hard or is it easy? So back then, games were challenging. Is this game difficult or not? To be honest, I would say it is. Based on today's standards, I would say it is. It's challenging. You need to know what you are doing, but... And also, this is not even an RTS game, it's called an RTT game. There is no base building here. And yeah, that's the Astrid, like, it's a weirdly designed ship. It's a really weird thing. Okay, so I'm going to skip the boot camp. And let's check what we are up against. Sorry. If it's too loud, I apologize. I was having problem with the cutscene sounds. At that time, this was considered good quality. Like,
The Astrid is definitely made for crashing a party. while that Donny ship runs back to its mama, it's time for us to introduce ourselves planetside, face to face like. It'll be my turn next, once these suits and weapons are ready. I'll squeeze my 4 squads into one of those giant metal coffins, and hopefully the pilots will be kind enough to put us down in one piece. It's no joyride though, that's for sure. Been a while since I've done this. Oh, it'll all come back quickly. Always does. After I talk with VP Hayes, we'll get right to claiming ground for Crayven and company, and taking it away from that crazed order. They have too many troops down there, though. It's not going to be easy. They'll fight us every step of the way. And not everyone will be coming back.
Hello, Major. I'm glad you could finally make it in this morning. Briefing was scheduled for 8 standard minutes ago.
Sorry, ma'am. I've been checking the suits and ordnance before the mission. No one in maintenance shook them down.
Very well, then. My expert systems agree with you. The enemy buildup in the Oracle Dunes must be halted. Take a squad in and destroy the Order's central communication relay for the region.
A single squad? But I recommended at least 3 to deal with the reinforcements that the Donnies are bound to call in.
Equipping 3 squads for such a simple mission is not financially viable. Since you're concerned with the Order's reinforcements, I suggest you accomplish your objective before they arrive.
But...
Sorry, Major, I have a staff meeting to attend. You have your orders. Enrica out.
Interesting. So we have Enrica Hayes, who is our manager, like the director, and we are majors. So Sarah Parker, one of the protagonists, and basically we are the Crayven Corporation fighting against the Order of the New Dawn, which is like a religious group, like they're actually not just a group, they are more than a group, like they are quite large organization. Okay, so what can you do in ground control? At the early missions, you can't really do much. You will be able to make units balance defensive, recon offensive. You can see that it changes their like traits, firepower. So if you are offensive, of course your firepower is better, but your speed is less. If you are defensive, then your armor is better. Recon is more about speed. Balanced is like everything is like balanced out. I don't recommend setting anything here, so yeah. By the way, I think the most important in this game is to familiarize yourself with the controls. So make sure that you're confident with these controls, because it's really weird, so in my opinion. Okay, so let's get going. We are on hard, right?
Hello, Major.
Yeah, we are definitely on hard. The music is really great in this game, so that's basically what's really nice about it. So yeah, so if you check the video, things are blurred out, or going to be blurred out, unfortunately, due to the absence of the VP9 codec. For me, it's kind of really good. Yeah, I'm just going to come here to see how the quality looks like. I think the most important things can be still seen, so apologies on that. Yeah, it's an old game, so, and I'm too lazy. I just don't have the time to upscale everything with Adobe Premiere Pro. I actually don't have it installed. And I think the most important things can be seen anyway, so again, at that time, these graphics, if you take a look at this is like terrible by today's standards, but even at that time, like, are these, yeah, look at this, for example, it's like a polygonal thing. Yep. Imagine, like, this is what I'm talking about, like these games with today's graphics and with this, like, just a remaster, like, continue the game with new missions and just create it with new graphics, new textures, and have the same aspects. It's actually introduced, like, in this game you really feel like on a planet with its own world. Okay, so what can you do? You can only drop it here.
Dropship entering atmosphere.
A dropship. If you press M, you can get to the map. And we have some attack modes and movement modes and formation modes.
Mission update. The Order's communication relay is here. Analysis of enemy communication traffic indicates that reinforcements will arrive in approximately 10 minutes. Recommendation: load troops in your APC to move them faster.
Yep, so we have a hard difficulty. You can use shift, so
Waypoint added, Major.
if you're not aware of RTS games, like how to move your units, definitely play another game first.
Enemy attacking
Okay.
command APC.
I'll use the hotkey here
Squad
F1
1 recharging.
Moving right away. Move order received.
to unload things, but you can actually click here. So those are your squads.
Cannot reach that position. Understood. I'm on my
Enemy attacking Squad 1.
Affirmative. Attacking.
Moving at once, Major.
Okay,
Enemy hoverdyne
Right
destroyed.
away, Major.
that's how the combat looks like in this game. And it actually makes you really focused.
Enemy hoverdyne destroyed. Enemy attacking Squad 1.
I'm on my way.
Enemy hoverdyne destroyed.
Nice.
I cannot reach that.
Squad 1 recharging.
Can't get there.
Okay.
Understood. We will enter the APC.
Moving right away, Major.
You can use shift to issue multiple
Waypoint.
commands.
Moving at once, Major.
And I'm going to use some hotkeys. You can check them out in the controls menu, but you can actually click on them. So, line formation, box formation, column formation to avoid friendly
Moving right away,
fire.
Major. Move order received.
This mission is fairly simple. You can use the APC to heal your troops.
Moving at once, Major.
We have some defensive
Enemy
threats.
attacking command
Okay.
APC. Command APC taking friendly fire. Squad
If
1
you lose the
recharging.
APC, you are
Right away,
dead,
Major.
by the way.
Affirmative. Engaging. Move order received. Understood. I'm on the move order. Understood. I'm on the move order. Understood. Affirmative.
Enemy attacking Squad 1. Squad 1 recharging. Enemy structure destroyed.
Understood. Affirmative. Position acknowledged. Move order. Understood. I'm
Let's
on my
build
way.
force ourselves in.
Moving at once, Major.
Negative, Major. Attack order received.
Enemy attacking Squad 1. Enemy hoverdyne destroyed. Squad 1 recharging. Command APC taking friendly fire.
Oops.
Moving right away, Major.
Understood. I'm on my way.
Need to get closer to
Squad
kill these
1
units.
recharging. Enemy attacking Squad 1. Enemy infantry destroyed.
Affirmative. Attacking. Affirmative. Position acknowledged.
Enemy infantry destroyed.
Affirmative. Position acknowledged.
Squad 1
Okay.
recharging.
Major, target attacking. Move order received.
Affirmative. Target added.
Moving at once, Major.
You have to know the building that you have to destroy. So when I was a kid, I didn't know what I'm supposed to do.
Attacking.
But I was supposed to do that
Command
is...
APC taking
Oops.
friendly fire. Squad 1
Right away,
recharging.
Major.
Affirmative. Engaging.
Moving right away, Major.
And I was trying to destroy the communication station, not the communication relay, and the reinforcements
Squad
came in.
1 recharging.
You can actually kill them, by the way. It's just more scout hover bikes. But you have to destroy this building, by the way. So it's actually here. Destroy the whole communication relay.
Enemy structure
We'll
destroyed.
enter the APC.
Mission update. Communication relay destroyed. Objective achieved. Recommendation: immediately withdraw your forces to the marked pickup point. Use your APC to move your troops quickly.
Really, the first couple of
Moving at
missions,
once, Major.
if you know English, of course, that's one aspect. If you don't know English, this is going to be difficult because there's no... I think this game is available in a couple of languages, definitely not in Hungarian. There's music. Okay. There's some ambient sounds of these buildings. Okay.
This is Dropship Chicago, initiating landing routines. Get ready to fast load, Major. This zone is going to be hot soon. We'll be dropping the ramps as soon as we touch down.
Okay. That's the first mission. So it basically,
Mission accomplished.
if you can't complete this mission, don't even go
On
further.
this tour, we don't have the units for the typical assault plan. The best we can do is more operations like today's. Get in fast, take out something valuable to the Order, and get out before they can drop in reinforcements. With our cruiser busy jockeying for position with the Darnies war wagon, we can't even get decent telemetry on the surface. The downside is, unless we attack in strength, it's going to take months to track down every stronghold. In the meantime, they'll be jumping all over our positions. Still, I'm surprised we got away with hitting that comm relay so easily today. I guess the Darnies must be spread out pretty thin themselves. But the question is why? What the hell are their troops guarding that's more important than their own installations?
We will soon figure it out. Oh my goodness. Like, when I was a kid, I read through these, but I didn't understand a single thing, but now 99%, to be honest. I would say 100%, so yeah. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop the recording. So, first video, expecting it to be okay-ish. Again, apologies for the quality. I'll try to make sure that the most important things are as visible as it can be, okay? And see you anymore in the next one.